things I'd be interested in is you've obviously seen this from early days of people addressing the services spend side of things. How would you say you've seen the market evolved, and where do you see it right now in terms of where it is on the maturity curve in terms of organizations adopting it and all the rest of the stuff that goes around it?
Those are great questions. Yeah, I think it's one of the greatest areas of our particular industrial niche, as I mentioned, that overlap between contingent work and SOW or services, right? Um, I think the I think the biggest problem that there is out there is that there are a lot of misunderstandings. As you mentioned, there's a great amount of tools and there's a great amount of certifications and trainings for these things, but one of the things you can't train out of people, or you can't administer a tool to limit or fix, is human nature, right?
Yeah.
And as contingent labor programs have gained traction and support from the C level and above, because it is a large area of an organization's spend that they can capture savings off of if it's managed correctly, and also gain compliance, right? And limit risk to the organization. It's there's that old feeling out there that, like, when we began with MSP programs and contingent labor, that fear of visibility by hiring leaders, not to be able to get work done, or having to have someone tell them how they're going to get work done and having to follow these rules, it has driven, depending on the policies within an organization, it drives hiring leaders to be able to try and figure out ways to subvert that. And one of the easiest ways is, in a lot of organizations, I can name two, but I'm not going to. But I've seen two organizations where it's actually easier to get a statement of work approved up to a certain level, approved spending limits, outside of the contingent labor program, by creating some very soft and mushy deliverables. And most people don't recognize that are processing these types of statements of work for the business, that this is actually contingent labor hiding under statement of work, so that the hiring leader can work with who they want to work with, whether it's the company that brings them donuts or takes them to lunch all the time, or it's a buddy or whatnot. I'm not saying it's always nefarious. In many cases, it's because of the restrictions that are placed on contingent labor are higher and create more visibility than on the statement of work side. So naturally, human nature is you're going to go the path of least resistance to get what you want many times. And I think that's part of the problem. I think it's a huge market. I think it's probably the largest area of untapped savings out there, in the workforce management arena of organizations. It's really what it's out there.